to say no. And I say that because I believe this team was DOA from day one. I believe that this whole mentality coming into this year was about next year and just surviving this year. And the survival looks ugly and disappointing, but I just don't. The chemistry was going to die at some point because it's never been about this year.
Let me say it again because I've said it before, and maybe it fell on deaf ears. The Lakers would have been better this year without LeBron James. And it's happening as I predicted. You're talking about a team that last year went out there and won 35 games without LeBron. That was maturing. That was coming close. Still dealing with injuries and their youth experience, but they had a chemistry. They loved each other, bond of brothers, and they were growing together. Then you put the cherry on top of thinking that's LeBron James, and this team right now is going to struggle to win 40 games, on pace to win fewer than that. Who knows if they even eclipse 35 games. They have 29 wins right now. I know LeBron's been injured, but what's really injured and fractured is that mojo. And then you look at the team, if you want to dive a little deeper into it, the young core is playing well in terms of Kuzma and Brandon Ingram, and those are the guys that were on the trading block. So where does this end in terms of the LeBron experiment? Those young players also know that it probably won't end in a Lakers uniform. So everything got disrupted by LeBron landing on the Lakers when this was a young team in the Golden State model of letting them grow, letting them go, and figure it out later, that this team would have matured to something better than this.
Golden State model of letting them grow and figure it out later also signed a free agent with a max contract in Andre Iguodala. Like, they added pieces to that. They added free agents that made that work. However, the band of brothers were so close because they had no expectations on them. They had no accountability to win. They're just going out there having fun playing basketball in the city of LA. So I got a great job. I'm getting paid well. I get to go out there in front of the greatest fans in basketball. Like, okay, cool. But when you got the win, and when you're held accountable on winning on a nightly basis, that rattles a lot of people's feathers. Yes, the trade rumors, having so many people involved in trade rumors, did rattle this roster. Rattled.
You believe this? You agree with this exec?
I believe that, I partly, that so many people, usually it's like one or two guys in trade rumors, and they have to get their stuff together after the deadline. You got 5+ people involved in the trade rumors, not knowing where they're going to go. And then the immaturity of the roster, the youth of the roster, not their age difference in the gap, the roster construction, the guys that the trade rumors were around, they can't bring it together in a short amount of time.
Let me go there with you, though, or help me understand this. Because just last night, let's call it a one-off, but Ingram played well, Kuzma played well. Then you go look at the stats of the Lakers with and without LeBron on defense.
Okay.
And that seems to be the big deciding factor. When LeBron's on the court and healthy, they play virtually no defense. They're one of the worst defensive teams in the league. They're at the bottom, 25th or something like that in the league. When he's not there, they actually play defense. So I don't believe the young guys have been destroyed by this. The ingredient is, I'll go all the way back to LeBron's indifference, particularly on the defensive end.
And you have statistical analysis to prove that. Like, he's not been there on the defensive end at all this year. He hasn't been making the right rotations. The effort part of it, we do agree on that. That's something that he has to be better at, that for them to be a better basketball team now or next year. If they're going to be a championship level team, he has to bring the effort on the defense on a nightly basis. And that's team defense. He doesn't have to go out there and stop people, but he has to be everywhere because the guys grab energy from him in according to responsibility on the defensive end, and that's something he hasn't given this year.
And this is something that plays out in many locker rooms, and it's crazy because I played with some aging stars, and you're still looking at the film in hopes of seeing their bio. Like, everything I know about you is just going to be exampled every time I watch you. But that's not the case right now, and that does fracture any locker room that's healthy. When you're looking at the old vet who gets to get away with everything and barks at you, and you're like, bro, I'm watching film and I don't see you. You're getting pushed under the rim on box-out opportunities. You're missing key free throws, and you're just not showing us collective effort. That's fine. But then you talk about now getting rid of me, and everyone's going to go and run with the narrative that I'm the problem when I can't call out and raise my hand and say, it's you, LeBron, but you could do that to me on a nightly basis in front of everyone in this arena. I think that's what's going on emotionally.
Okay, but Marcellus, couldn't you also say that these young guys, Kuzma, Ingram, I'll single them out, the trade rumors have actually made them focus and play better rather than being damaged by the trade rumors. They've actually, oh, okay, well, let me show you. And they've shown some pride and some urgency and have actually shown up, in my opinion, particularly on the other end of the court, LeBron James.
LeBron, and that talks to when you're looking at the screen and you want to be led by that great. And he said, activate. Let's activate. And then LeBron is picking his moments of activation where they're like, I'm young enough to do this the entire 48. And I think we're just getting into that place of inequity where you're like,